Well, the not breathing is a form of committing suicide. So this is not pleasant business. So when we
No.
stop wanting to feel our feelings, we also stop feeling all the good things. So when we stop breathing, we're actually saying no to life.
As human beings, it's hard for us to connect with our breath because being connected to the breath connects us to our feelings. And that's a scary place for us to be. So by using the breath to relax, we slowly but surely begin a healthy processing mechanism within us where we can feel gently and we process gently our feelings and come into contact with ourselves. Welcome to the Tools of Awakening classes. My name is Pernilla Burke, and I'm here with my friend Abdi Assadi, and this is number 4 of the classes of the breath. We are continuing today with more practices. We have been talking about nostril awareness, which is a simple breathing technique that basically just focusing on the breath coming in and out of the nose, which is a very quick tool to center yourself and to come into contact with greater awareness. And we are just expanding on this practice today because this is class number 4 and we feel like we're ready to go a little bit deeper. These classes are short and simple so that you can access them over and over again to continue learning how to become more familiar with your breath. And the reason why we're doing it over and over again is because as human beings, it's hard for us to connect with our breath because being connected to the breath connects us to our feelings. And that's a scary place for us to be. So by using the breath to relax, we slowly but surely begin a healthy processing mechanism within us where we can feel gently and we process gently our feelings and come into contact with ourselves. So we discussed this last time where we begin by modifying our breath at a young age, like holding our breath and breathing up high because we're modulating our feelings because we don't like to feel. We're afraid of feeling, so we are also afraid of breathing, which is an oxymoron, right? So in these classes, we're saying, hey, why don't we try these small, simple breathing practices that become sort of like a go-to and they're easy so that we can become friends with our breath and then tap into becoming friends with ourselves and our feelings. So that's why we keep repeating the same thing over and over again so that it becomes familiar to you. Anything you want to add there,
No,
Abdi?
you covered it. I mean,
I covered it.
well, the not breathing is a form of committing suicide. So this is not pleasant business. So when we
No.
stop wanting to feel our feelings, we also stop feeling all the good things. So when we stop breathing, we're actually saying no to life. So
Yeah.
no, you explained
But the
nicely.
thing is just to prep, like I want to underline something is that we all do this.
Mm-hmm.
We all stop breathing at a young age because pain is something that it feels bad. So we all start regulating or modulating our breathing at a young age. So it's not like just because you don't have connection to your breath, something's wrong with you. This is like how everybody is. And all we're saying is that, hey, if you try this, it will make you feel better. It will create more awareness, more pause where you can go through your day with just a little bit more self-reflection on how you react to life and how you respond to events in your life. Even for me, it's still something that I work on. And since we started this class, I've been focusing on the abdominal breathing, which is what we're going to do next. And just by having an awareness on breathing with the lower part of my body, it changes the state of mind it just brings a little bit more grounding into my body. Well, let's practice the abdominal breathing, and I'm going to guide that. And then in a little bit, Abdi is going to introduce the next level, which is a 3-part breathing. So close your eyes and just take a moment to bring your awareness or your attention back onto yourself. taking a deep breath, even if it feels strained and uncomfortable. Taking a really deep breath all the way into whatever you feel like is your stomach, as deep as you can, and out again. And then gently moving your awareness to the tip of your nose. We always begin at the nose. It's sort of the doorway into the breath. Feeling the breath come in through the nostrils, colder air. Breathing in, breathing out, feeling the warmer air as it comes out. Just sitting here for 3 breaths, focusing on that breath coming in and out of the nose. And then see if you can gently focus on the breath as it comes into the center of your throat, down through the chest, and into the lower part of your belly. Breathing in, breathing out. Here you can gently lay your hands spread out at the bottom of your ribs. So you're grabbing sort of the side of your belly. Just connecting here with the rhythm of the breath. As it moves your abdomen in and out. Feeling the abdomen expand with the in-breath. Subside with the out-breath. Simply 2 more breaths here. If it feels a little bit strange or uncomfortable, just let go of that. Trying something new or allowing for something new. Bringing your awareness back to your hands as they touch the abdomen. Bringing your awareness to the tip of the nose again. And then we can slowly open your eyes. So I was thinking about this week that, and I think I mentioned this last time, that for me, it's like the nostril awareness practice feels like it grounds my mind. But the abdominal practice feels like it grounds my body. And all of a sudden I can actually feel connected to like my feet and my legs, which is totally bizarre, right? So that's why I just love the combination of these two.
So where your awareness is where the energy flows from an
Yeah.
energetic perspective. So that's
Yeah.
literally what's happening. So the kinesthetic sensation is that, but the energetic sensation is actually literal. So one
Yeah.
thing that one trains in martial arts or various practices like yoga, there's this awareness that where you put your attention is where the energy flows. And
Yeah.
then again, relaxation is a byproduct of where the attention is.
Attention goes. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. And we're always focused
Mm. Up
up
and out.
here.
Yeah, up and
Yeah.
then actually
In
we
the
go
mind.
out, right? So it's
Yeah.
also it's like that there's here, but also we project out, meaning
Yeah.
it's become habitual now
Always.
not to be in the physical body. Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. And I mean, I think that's why I always start my meditation or the breath practice with, it's almost like I envision a light where like we have this light that's shining outwards
Mm-hmm.
on news,
Mm-hmm.
the phone, whatever it is, right? Like, or you and I in a conversation now. And I want to take that light, that spotlight,
Mm-hmm.
and I want to turn it to myself, to like
The
my
physical
own,
structure. Yeah.
yeah,
So
exactly.
that's
Physical
literally
structure.
what's
That's
going on,
perfect.
right? We're not talking about an analogy here. That's literally what's going on.
Yeah.
So again, attention is a tool that we use to ground the consciousness in the physical structure, physical body. So today I want to add to what we just went through. So when we talk about, again, to reiterate what we discussed the last two times, when we talk about abdominal breathing, what we're saying is you're actually filling the lower lobes of the lung, which we never use, which in turn pushes the abdomen out. Obviously, your lungs are not connected to your digestive system. So
Mm-hmm.
abdominal breathing is just a term for filling the lower lobes of the lung.
Mm-hmm.
What I want to share today is to go into three-part breathing. So the lungs are like a triangle. And if you look at it sideways of the body, and the part that we fill, this is the top part. This is the least surface
So
area.
up here, kind of
So
thing.
we're doing the shallow breathing. Like most people are like throat to a little bit of the chest, right? Again,
Mm-hmm.
we're born breathing abdominally. There's a relaxation if you see babies that have that soft belly. And then depending how much trauma we endure, very young age, we stop breathing in our lower lobes, hence called abdominal breathing. And we do that shallow breathing, right? And again, when you scare someone, the first thing they do is the
Yeah.
natural the natural way of dealing with stress is to go up and out, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's sort of as monkeys, we want to jump up. That was our background. We go up. Then if there's a threat, we go up. So the training here is actually when a threat comes, we actually drop down. And then by staying down, when a threat comes, even if we go up, very quickly we catch ourselves and come down. So the abdominal breathing is a form of grounding. Now, three-part breathing involves first filling the lower lobe. So first we push the abdomen out. Then we go up in the middle between the chest and the abdomen. We fill that part up. And lastly, we fill in the chest. And it's all in one breath. So I'm just breaking it down. So first, just breathe out. So first we breathe in the lower lobe. The stomach comes out. Then the midsection of the body. And then up into the chest. And then we just let it all go. And again, just the lower lobes of the lung. The belly comes out. Middle. And the chest. And out. And actually, you can get dizzy if you're not someone who breathes regularly because there's actually a lot of oxygen that comes in. Again, remember, half a pint of oxygen when we breathe thoracically or shallow, half a gallon. The difference is huge. And most of us do not use the lower lobes of the lung. We're not filling in the big area, right? So
you said half a pint when you breathe regularly and
yeah,
half a gallon of
yeah,
air that
yeah.
comes in
When you fill
for
in,
oxygen
yeah,
when you do the abdominal breathing.
it's a huge difference. Again, it's a triangle. So what people are using is the smallest
The
area, surface area.
top of the triangle.
Top of the triangle, as opposed to you have this big area, which is, the lungs are, the diaphragm is a very strong muscle. It's an elephant. So the other thing that I want to share today is, again, you want to use the elephant, which is a diaphragm, this very strong muscle that goes
Not
down,
the mice.
not the mice. So people, and that's why people have such tight shoulders. because we're using the wrong muscles. So you want to lift this huge thing, or you want to pull this thing down. You want to pull it down with the diaphragm. So this also allows. And in our next session, I actually want to get into the postural awareness. There's a skeletal alignment, but we're getting ahead of ourselves. We'll share that next time. So let's try that one more time. So just empty your breath. Breathe in from your belly to midsection and the chest. And out. So again, belly, midsection, chest, and out. So now let's tie this all in together. We'll start with the nostril awareness. Cool air coming into the nostril, filling in the lower lobe, midsection, and chest. And out. Nostril, through the throat, into the deep belly, midsection, and chest. Let's do that for 3 rounds. Great. Now, a lot of people have a hard time filling the lower lobe. So one of the ways that I was taught very early on was to lay on my back and get the heaviest books or a heavy object and put it on my belly and just practice pushing that out. So a lot of times for people, it doesn't make sense, abdominal breathing. I don't know how to do it because we're so used. So you literally lay on a flat spot, you put a couple of books or something heavy, and then you put it on your belly button and you just practice pushing that up. And a book works really well. So you just practice that energy, and then just the second you do it, you drop into
it. Yeah. I mean, it's interesting that like even I'm like, how do I get it in there?
So that's a great question. So one of the things about getting it in there is that we are not exhaling all the way, and we're going to introduce a practice where we can actually work on exhaling without tightening our muscles. But so one of the things is, just for now, make sure that before you do this, you actually let it out.
Empty. Yeah.
Because we hold a lot of stale air. So part of the problem with this breathing dysfunction we have is we don't exhale out the stale air. So we're trying to fill in on top of, right? So
it's like begin with exhale fully.
Beautiful.
Which is what we don't do, because we're just thinking about in, never out.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Thank you, Abdi.
Wonderful.
And that's all the time we have for today. And I hope everyone learned something further they can try at home. And we'll be here again next week. This is the Tools of Awakening classes with Abdi Assadi and me, Pernilla Burke. And thank you so much for listening. Thank you.
Bye.